Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing this Memorial Day evening, the 26th of May, 2025. Daily cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, and Bitcoin video update that you've come to love, need, and deserve from the only station or one of the only stations that are out there looking out for the retail trader and investor, and was put out and created for you, the retail trader and investor, with true trust, education, and information. Key factors today: Bitcoin saw 2.9 billion in inflows last week, over 25% of 2024 totals. This surge aligns with U.S. economic worries, making Bitcoin the main beneficiary of 3.3 billion in crypto inflows. Right, most of the money, as you've seen with these altcoins right now, the Bitcoin has recently taken the brunt of the price move to a new all-time high over the past couple of weeks. Let's see if there's any other news. 2,700% XRP rise. Analyst predicts monster move based on the chart. A well-known crypto analyst goes by the name of eGrad Crypto has laid out a $45 XRP or 2,700% jump. A more modest scenario would still send it to $19 or a 1,000x move, where similar moves took shape over roughly 777 days. Yet not everyone is on board. That is an astronomical call. I don't know anything about that guy or if he has any credibility besides making outlandish claims on a whole bunch of things and hoping one sticks. I do think one day XRP will be up into the $5, $6, $7, $8 range. It's just I'm not sure exactly how quick it's going to be. I don't know if we have to have another extended bear market like you've seen several times during the crypto sphere over the last several bull runs. And you can just go back and look. Let's look at the Bitcoin price. You can see after you had the phenomenal blow off first real bring it into the mainstream Bitcoin back here in 2017 and the start of 2018 top, right? You went from the top in December 2017, and you didn't break it again until the COVID just before the COVID started. Or no, would that be COVID? Yeah, February is when it started. So COVID, at the end of the year, you finally broke it during the COVID rally going on its way to a new all-time high. So it took 3 years for Bitcoin, 4 years almost, to break to a new all-time high. And then you did do it, and then you had another mountain double top. And this looks awfully similar right here, minus breaking the new high rate. This looks similar to where you're at right now, actually. Right? Just a little bit of an overshoot on the return rally. But then look at how long you took from that mountain double top. Technically, the all-time high was set here. So that's November of 21. And it took you until 22. So another 3-year bear market, right? And now look where you're at right now. Actually, almost the same thing. When you're in the weekly time frame, you can see you had here, you had a mountain double top, but in between that, you had a 56% correction, right? This time, and this one barely broke the high again, but this time from the wick high from the first top, it was a 31.87% correction. Again, something old Vincenzo gave you the first mover advantage on, while nobody else was talking about that, which would have gave you a good buying opportunity there by just making your own decisions by buying when there was a big sell pressure versus the euphoric pump. Now we're briefly broke the new all-time high. Now the question is, does the Bitcoin price continue to the upside, or does this rising channel break down with the falling volume and it comes and actually breaks all the way back down to the $74,000 and eventually comes all the way down to the $58,000, right? Or is that just a pipe dream? Nobody was talking about a $74,000 Bitcoin back here, right? But old Vincenzo thought there would be better buying opportunities if you have not bought yet. And we were emphasizing, and the reason we were making the videos so out there and into the mainstream and the public is that you didn't want to buy after the euphoric 2x move to a new all-time high in Bitcoin. You wanted to wait for a better buying opportunity if you've never bought in or you were looking to accumulate more. Well, this is not where you wanted to buy on the euphoric pump. This would have been a much better buying opportunity down there, right? By just waiting 2 months after the big pump, right? After the Donald Trump pump and after the bear market ended, because from the last double top, you had this whole time here to buy, right? All this was your buy zone down there after this blow off mountain all-time high double topping reversal pattern, right? No, that's when old Vincenzo's channel came out at the run up to the first mountain double top in 21, and that's what we were telling you there. And then as this rally started, you had the new run up to the all-time high. We knew there was going to be a correction, and there was. And then the Donald Trump rally really started to break this out and broke that out to the upside to hit the technical target, right? So these are things you got to worry about and look at, and that's what we're looking at with the Bitcoin price here. Does this continue to break up to our $119,000 target, right? Or does this break out of this rising wedge or rising channel and start to come down to the downside, right? But that's something that we're going to watch this week. It's still into that channel. The holiday weekend markets are now officially open after they were closed for the weekend. They are back open now. You can see the 50-day moving average in the daily time frame is soaring, along with the 100-day and 200-day moving averages. So this is going to be a very exciting week to follow the Bitcoin price, right? The same thing, it's going to be exciting to follow the XRP. And the same thing, the first mover advantage, which we look to give you here for the retail trader, is just as when the channel came on, we told you there was going to be a tremendous bear market and better buying opportunities in this phase of the blow-off rally at the end of it the last couple of months, when to the detriment of this channel, we told you there'd be a crippling multi-year bear market, and there was, where a lot of money was lost, a lot of companies went bankrupt, a lot of shysters and malinvestment and scam companies and trading firms and whatnot went out of business, right? And a lot of fleecing was going on. But we gave you that, and this was your opportunity to buy the XRP or the XLM price off the old all-time high in the consolidation for 2 years. And we stressed for you here, and you can see this is one of the things I'm talking about. Look how far off the regional high XLM is, and a lot of these most of these altcoins. You would expect it to be up near its local high with Bitcoin breaking a new high, but most of the momentum's been in Bitcoin. But after this pumped, and when we were calling the pump, we said when it topped out up here that we were short to medium term bearish, and we had targets of the 200-day moving average, targets of 33 cents, 25 cents, 18 and 14 cents, and there would be better buying opportunities. And if you haven't bought, do not buy the blow off top of the 63 cents up here. As it was coming up here, we were saying you do not buy this blow off top. There would be better buying opportunities. And a few short months later, we were consistent on that. And still, from the blow off top to current price, where are the red dots at right there? It's still a 53.96% better buying opportunity. But you had as good as of 67.69% in an extended period of greater than 60% off that high, validating what the information and truth and education and trustful information that we gave you of don't FOMO into the all-time high. Don't FOMO into the stations across the sphere telling you XLM was going to be at $1 or $2 within the next month or two, which would have made it by January, February. We said you do never buy. Our rule is, right or wrong, my opinion, you never buy into the FOMO of the blow off top. You buy on the sell-offs and you buy in accumulation zones before the big pump. Because after the big pump or at the end of the big pump, there will be better buying opportunities. Going from way up there 50 to 63 cents, and you came and wicked down all the way 3.5 months later to 20 cents, right? Nobody else was calling that. We called it beautifully, and we're still seeing where we're at now, and you can see where we're at now. We're sitting right in the middle of all the moving averages that are constricting and tightening in all the coins, because a big move is about to happen, whether it's a big breakout to the upside and the next leg to this bull market, or it's a big pullback to the downside. But in the XLM price, if we pump to the upside, it's going to be a big pump. And you would pump from here straight up to near that 43 cents, right? There's some slight resistance right there at about 36, 37, but major overhead resistance on a next bullish leg to the upside would be 43 cents. On the flip side, if this breaks to the downside, this 25 cents becomes your major underneath support, and that's what I'd be looking at, and that's what I would be following and paying attention to this week, and that's what I will be paying attention to. The same thing with the XLM, the XRP. The same thing as when you had this massive bull market when old Vincenzo came out just after COVID in April of 2021 or April of 2020. We were going into this blow off top, right? And we were telling you and laid out this head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern with the epic Saturday Night Live 53% dump when Elon Musk took the stage, when everyone thought the Dogecoin was going to $1 and then the Dogecoin fell 53%. We had a multi-year bear market that we laid out here, and it laid out and played out beautifully, right? And that's when you were supposed to buy. And on this last recent pump, after it started breaking out to the upside, when we got up into here, we said there would be better buying opportunities, and there were. We said don't FOMO in at the 340 top, and by just taking that advice, you could have got in 52% cheaper or at $1.60 versus $3.40 in this long consolidation. Now the question is, just like the rest of the market, are we going into another prototypical classic multi-year bear market with these coins before the next bull market, which is what we've done 3 times in a row leading into the next halvening, or are we going to continue to the upside in this bull run? And right now, the XRP price bounced off of the $1.61 wick low, hit that 200-day moving average where we said it was going to stabilize at when it was coming and breaking through the neckline at $2.09 in purple there. And then it pumped back up, and we knew it would have to retest the 209, but it pumped above it. We thought the moving averages would reject it, and it didn't because the cryptos kept pumping. It went all the way up to our upper resistance to 255, and like we thought, it got rejected, but now it's sitting on the moving averages. And what I'm looking at, and what you should be looking at this week for the short to medium term is, does this hold these moving averages? Does the crypto momentum continue and we pump up to the 255 and try to take that regional high out and continue to the upside? Or just like we're exiting out of that, do we exit out of being above the 2 support and on top of the 50 and the 100, and we actually slip it and start to trade down towards the neckline again this week? That's what we're watching out for with the XRP. At some point, we're going to go to that 468 target, and later on down the line, maybe closer to 2030, a $12 XRP is on the table, and those are longer-term targets. But we did hit all of our underneath targets. And then we thought, and I'm thinking that there still had to be a big, or at least a lengthy consolidation and sell-off and profit taking to fleece and get out all the weak hands before the next bull run, because that's just what crypto and the XRP price has done. And the XRP price has done it 3 times, right? From its first major pump to 4 years to the next COVID pump to 3.5 years to this pump, the Donald Trump induced rally, right? So that's what we're watching out for in the XRP. The AMP is the same thing. It's trying to have another leg to the upside. We've been thinking there would be another big pump to the upside after we had this big, depressing 3.5 to 4 month from early December falling channel, 85% move to the downside. We're up from wick low to wick high recently about 90%, at current price about 60%. We're still sitting in a constricted range between the 50-day and the 200-day. If this does break out to the upside, this will break out, and our next major target is up here at the green horizontal 0.00618, and our ultimate target, and I'm still thinking we're coming up to this upper target from the following channel, which is where this channel started, up there at about 0.00943, and from swing low, from where this pivot point was to that swing target, that is a better than 2x move for anybody that's taking that, right? And right now, from the swing low about a month and a half ago to the current price, it's up 54%, and to the wick high, it's up 94%, right? So we are calling bullish moves too. We don't just call bearish moves. We call bullish and bearish moves as we see them. We're bullish in the AMP still, and I do eventually believe we will make it up to the 0.024 and then eventually up to the 0.07826 level. Like the channel, subscribe, peace and love. The Rex Eyebrow, J.